Hey, what's up guys, it's Tyler, and this is my review over the MoYu BoChuang. Okay, to start, some random things about the cube. If you saw my last video, you noticed that the MoYu changed the orange on their cubes, which was really weird to me that they changed their color scheme, but whatever. This has not been changed, so that's something to note. So don't worry about the orange changing or having to put your own color scheme if you normally just use the MoYu one, because I sometimes do because I'm too lazy to put stickers on it. Another thing you might notice is the rattling is gone, and if you were interested in what the rattling noise was, there was an extra little thing which comes from the inside of one of the pieces. There's two parts to the piece, and you put them together with this at the bottom. I don't know what this is called, but whatever it's called, it was inside of a piece instead of like where it needed to be. So it was just jiggling around inside of a piece. So I had to take this whole cube apart, which drove me insane because first of all, I've never put together a big cube really at all besides a 4x4, which is a pain. But I put together this one, and the unfortunate thing about it being inside of a piece is the fact that I had to find the exact piece, so I had to take the whole thing apart. I thought maybe it'd just be in the core and I could just open a little bit and dump it out, but no, I had to find it, which was kind of a pain. But I found it, and then I had to learn how to put it back together, which I kind of just figured out on my own, and the cube turned out nice and exactly the same as it was before, but without the rattling noise. Now that's enough rambling, let's get into the review. So the first thing we usually do is corner cutting in all my reviews, which is fine for these cubes because you can go over it with big cubes, but with big cubes, you know there's differences and there's more things you need to check, and then there's some things you don't really need to. And I will be doing that in this video. There will be different categories in the other ones. Don't be alarmed if they're different. It's fine, they're supposed to be different, and yeah, so let's go. Let's start with the corner cutting. So the corner cutting, let's look at the outer layer. Reverse is virtually non-existent just because it's a big cube and they don't really do that much on the outer layers. It just kind of locks, and it might be my tensioning because I tried tensioning it, but whatever. But anyways, that's that. Normal corner cutting, it's going to be the exact same thing as it is on the Euxin, where this piece can go to this line and then it will corner cut. So this line to this line, they will corner cut there, but any further it will lock and it will not turn anymore. So now let's look at the outer or the inner layers here. So inner layer corner cutting, reverse is basically the same. It's like you can go like slightly, but then it won't work. And then I think corner cutting is exactly the same. So it's gonna go, this line will move to the line over, and then it will cut that, but anymore, it's locking. So that's corner cutting for this cube. I think it's actually pretty good for, and as best as it probably will get for a big cube. So let's move on. Okay, so now let's look at the speed of the cube. Something I've noticed is that on a big cube, speed isn't actually that much of a factor in the case, at least in my case, because like what I notice is like if you're fast enough to turn it fast, it'll be as fast as you need it to be. So like, here, let me explain what I mean. So I'm not very good at solving 5x5s. So like this is as fast as I can go. I can go like a decent speed, but it's like I don't find that the cube's gonna be too fast for me, just because with these large cubes, your corner cutting, to be fast, you have to be accurate too. So like it just all depends on your accuracy. So I'm not really sure if speed's relevant to big cubes or not. It just doesn't seem like they are to me, so it's not too fast, but it's still pretty fast, I guess. But to me, it doesn't seem relevant. I don't know if it is relevant. If you guys could explain that to me in the comments, that would actually be awesome, because like, I don't know. I was baffled when I was trying to think of how fast this cube was, because it's like, it didn't make sense. I'm like, what speed is more like accuracy when it comes to big cubes. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so now let's talk about the inner layers of the cube, because I know obviously this is one of the different categories because there's no inner layers on a 3x3. But anyways, let's talk about the inner layers. And right now I have to say I do like these inner layers. They're really, really good. Like I can actually turn these fairly well. But otherwise, these inner layers actually feel nice and smooth, and they turn very well, and you saw the corner cutting for them earlier, so there's not really much else to say. Okay, so next up is fluidity. This is another category where I kind of rethought it and was like, well, is the cube actually going to be fluid, or is that more to do with the fact that you have accurate turning style? Like, if I'm accurate, it feels really fluid. But if I'm not being accurate, it isn't. Now, that's just for the case that these cubes can't really reverse corner cut, and they hardly corner cut. So it's really more to do with your accuracy. But now, compared to other 5x5s, like another one you'll see a review coming out on shortly is the YJ, they can't corner cut as well as this one. So what I'm going to have to say for this cube is that this fluidity is actually more fluid than the other 5x5s aside from the Euxin, which Euxin yeah, okay. Well, I added an X in that, so that made no sense. Anyways, this actually has better fluidity than most 5x5s. So yeah, again, it depends on your turning style, but it's an accurate cube, and I don't think you'll find any problem with did I say it's an accurate cube? Dear God, oh man, what am I smoking? Don't smoke, kids. It's bad. It's bad. Okay, so sorry guys, I apologize for that. My camera died in the middle of talking about stability. So I think I pretty much got through all of the things about the stability, but anyways, I'm going to talk about it again just to make it sound less dumb. Anyways, so stability, it's a stable cube as long as you're accurate with corner cutting, like I said. It's a stable cube, and you don't have to worry about that at all. Now, if you can set up a cube properly, I am not good at setting things up properly unless they're 3x3s. That's why my how to lube videos and stuff like that are basically 3x3 videos. Yeah. So if you can set things up properly and tension properly, this is actually a stable cube and you don't need to worry about that. So this cube is fairly expensive compared to the YJ one that I unboxed, but it's a good deal better. And it's actually might be better than the Euxin. So if you already have the Euxin, you don't necessarily have to go out and buy this cube. But if you're filthy stinking rich, like I say every video, if you're filthy stinking rich and you want it, the link will be in the description. So go out and buy it because it's an amazing 5x5. And especially if you don't have the Euxin, go get this one. And if you're new, do not get this one. I'm just kidding. I don't care. Get whatever you want. This cube's actually the best on the market right now. And I think that's amazing. It's an amazing feat by MoYu that they actually came out with a cube that wasn't completely copied off anything. Euxin. So that concludes my video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're reaching 2,000, and it'd be fantastic if we get to 2,000. I'd be so freaking happy. And yeah, so that's it. See you guys later.